Okay, I had to change my shirt because it was too red. I mean, too red. You know, too like red, like like red flag. That type of thing. Soviet Union, China. You know, red flags. You know. Uh, but yeah, I want to go in here and talk about something. Talk about how many frauds, phonies, scam artists are on this platform. You know, if you got a clickbait for views, then you're already shown what you're all about. You know what I'm talking about. All the YouTubers who like to clickbait, people are sick of it. They've been sick of it. Kid behind a camera, you know, channels like that, channels that just like to clickbait to get views, to get, it's pathetic. How miserable your life must be just to get just to get views. It's kind of a shame how YouTubers used to be fun to watch, and then once their platform, their channel views go down, their subscribers, they lose subscribers. You know, they have to clickbait to get views, right? Same thing on other social media apps. TikTok, same way. You know, it's not the same. Any content creation platform application where your content, where your viewers and your subscribers go down from up to down, that's what they have to do. Like, I understand, like, if they have to, if that's what they have to do to make money, to make a living. But there's also other ways to make a living besides, you know, clickbaiting and scamming. Just get a job. It's not that hard. There are, yeah, I got people say, well, I'm retired. I'm over the age. I'm over the age of 62 or 63. There are plenty of people who are age of 90 that work. People over the age of 70 that work. Yes. Some people can't afford to retire. Some people don't want to retire. They want to work because they want to keep making money. Bolo doesn't have to be on this platform to make money. All he's got to do, he's making money the wrong way by scamming people. He's got to do is go get a job. He could work at Subway. He could go work at his favorite fast food joints. McDonald's, Bojangles, KFC. He could go work for Colonel Sanders. He sure could, but he doesn't want to. He gotta be from Kentucky, right? It must blow being from Kentucky, right? Especially if you're an idiot, like Bolin. I'm sure he makes other Kentuckians look really bad. Kentuckian pride, I do believe in that. If you're a smart Kentuckian and you don't have no hate in your heart, if you're anti-racist and you're just a good person who doesn't judge people by the color of their skin or their political views or any of that shit, or just a good old fashioned person, good person. Kenny doesn't seem to believe in all that. He may not be a racist, but he does judge people by their political views. He's just that's the way he is. I have conservative friends, I have liberal friends, I have all kinds of friends. I don't judge them. But Kenny's a piece of garbage who likes to judge people and take their money. Yeah. Oh. He needs to be in prison. He needs to be in prison. That's what he needs to be. He needs to be locked away so he can't scam people. Helpless people who don't realize that what he's doing. He has people donate money, and they don't realize that they're donating money to someone who they have no clue where it's going. People need to be smart when they donate money. Don't donate money to charities. Just don't do it, especially bowling alley. That's not a charity. That's that's like an Indian call center. It's pretty much all it is, but it's an American call center. It's bullshit. That's all it is. It's BS. He's got issues. That's why his son left him hanging, because he gets sick of it. Plus, he probably seen my videos, and he probably, oh God, now people are making videos on my dad. This is getting embarrassing. Now, for me, now I gotta get out of here. Good for you, Chris. Proud of you. Good job, buddy. You're finally waking up, and more people wake. I hope Bob Hazelwood wakes up too. Bob, stay in Texas. Stay away from Kenny. You can go on the show if you want. I don't care. But stay away from him. Do not let him move in with you. Boland ain't going to Texas. Trust me. I doubt anybody. If there's anybody on Texas that sees this video, any of my subscribers are from Texas, please warn people in Texas. Do not accept Boland. Do not invite him with open arms, because he's going to scam you. People in Texas don't play that shit. He goes to Texas, being from Kentucky, and starts scamming them. Oh boy, he's gonna have a mob of angry folk after him. He don't want that. He better stay out of Texas. That's all I got to say. Because they don't want him. And it wouldn't matter if he was a conservative or not. They still wouldn't accept a scam artist. People in Texas, people got the wrong idea about conservatives in Texas. Like, a lot of them may be messed up, but they still don't accept racists, scam artists, whatever. They don't care if you're a conservative or Republican or Trump supporter. If you're a piece of shit, they don't like you. They're not going to accept you. Especially if you're a racist, Islamophobe, xenophobe, a scam artist, a criminal, a bad person, just a bad person in general. If you just hate people because of what they believe, it doesn't matter. They're not going to accept you down there. They're going to tell you get the hell out of Texas. They're not going to care who you support. They're not going to like you. That's just how Texans are. They're badasses. They're not going. People talk about how tough New Yorkers are. They are tough. I give them that. But have you heard the saying, "Don't mess with Texas"? New York doesn't got that same, history. That same backstory. Don't mess with New York. You never hear that, right? Texas, especially Megan the Stallion lives in Texas, Houston. Don't go to Texas. The Undertaker, legit badasses. Megan, I mean, she may be a woman, but man, she's 5'11", almost 6 foot. She'll choke slam you too. The Undertaker, guys like that, people like that. Oh, remember karate superstar from the American Ninja movies, David Bradley? He's from Texas. He lives in Texas. Another badass. There's a lot of badass celebrities in Texas. Yeah. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Shawn Michaels, he ain't tough. We'll skip him. But he's a damn good wrestler. He is the best performer. I give him. In my opinion, nobody can outdo Shawn Michaels. All the ones I can say come up around my head that would be Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, that's 2. New Jack, that's no contest. New Jack would kill everybody in WWE, past or present. That's not even a hearsay. That's just common sense. Haku, well, we're talking about legit fighting. Shawn Michaels gets torn to shreds. Ric Flair could give him a good run in his prime. Ric Flair in his prime, yeah. Well, there's another guy. His name's Daniel Bryan. Well, don't forget piece of shit who murdered his wife and son, Chris Benoit, did defeat Shawn Michaels in that match. That I give Chris Benoit was indeed better than Shawn Michaels in technical wrestling, but high flyers, performance-wise, I'll still give it to Shawn, but Chris Benoit, technically, no one can touch Chris Benoit, technically. I mean, not even Bret Hart. Owen Hart could, maybe. Owen Hart would give him a run. But that's a big if. I mean, that would have been a hell of a match. I would have given it to Chris, anyway, against Owen Hart. Eddie Guerrero was the only guy, or Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero too, but Eddie Guerrero wasn't much of a technical. He was more of a high flyer, But Kurt Angle was the only guy that gave Benoit a run. Jericho, I liked Chris Jericho as a person, as a wrestler. He was good, But he wasn't on Benoit or Kurt Angle or guys like that's levels. I mean, he was decent. I liked him. He was good. He was entertaining as hell, too. Good on the mic. But no one was good on the mic better than Muhammad Hassan. Muhammad Hassan was the best on the mic. When he was during his run in WWE, no one could touch Hassan on the mic. I mean, that dude could really piss a lot of people off just by being on that mic. The Rock could never piss anybody off being on the mic. But Muhammad Hassan, he could piss off the entire arena just by one word. The Rock couldn't do that. The Rock couldn't even touch Muhammad Hassan when it comes to getting over with the fans. I mean, The Rock was over because of who he was and what he could do. Just like Stone Cold Steve Austin, because of his character. That's why he got over. Same thing with New Jack. He got over. He was over because of his character, his gimmick. Same thing with Ultimate Warrior. In my opinion, Warrior was more over than Hulk Hogan was in that time during his run in WWF. He was more over than Hulk Hogan. Hogan knew that. Hogan was jealous of Warrior because of that. And Hogan tried his damnedest to hold Warrior back. Warrior wasn't having it. Why do you think Hogan got a lot of heat in the WWE? I do believe that he did do that to a lot of guys. But there's a couple of guys he couldn't do that to. One of them was Ultimate Warrior. And who do we got thanked for that? Ultimate Warrior. Warrior wasn't going to let nobody hold him back. He may not have been a tough guy, but I guarantee you, if he had to, he could fight. A lot of the people understand, well, there's wrestlers that just can't fight. I guarantee you, if you pick on a professional wrestler, it doesn't matter what the reputation is in the business, whether they were not tough or not, they could knock you out. They could hurt you. Ultimate Warrior could. I mean, he looked the part. He may not have been tough, but he could still whip some ass. Guarantee it. I wouldn't want to fuck with the dude. I'm a badass dude myself. I'm tough. I wouldn't want to fight him. And I love martial arts. And I still wouldn't want to fight him. But there's nobody that can hold the match to New Jack and Haku. Those two are the most dangerous wrestlers of all time, in my opinion. If you get someone like Ken Shamrock or Dan Severn or Brock Lesnar in the ring with those two, Haku and New Jack, I don't care what the reputations are as UFC champions or amateur wrestlers. They're getting killed. I don't care what anyone says. You put Brock Lesnar in the ring or Ken Shamrock or any of those legit tough guys, Baz Rutten or Tank Abbott or Kimo Leopoldo, or any of those legit Sakuruba or any of those legit tough guys from Japan that were MMA fighters or put them in the ring against Haku or New Jack. They don't survive the first match. They get killed. Literally either they get stabbed by New Jack and cut to shreds, or Haku just whips them up just because he's too powerful. He's too strong. You can kick him, you can punch him, he ain't gonna face me. He's just gonna grab your head. He's gonna squash your brains. He's gonna fuck you up. So none of them guys legit can handle Haku and New Jack in the same ring. Those two together in the same ring, I guarantee you, Brock Lesnar is going to turn his ass around and go back up the ramp. He's not going to do it. All way he might do it is if he's paid enough. He's all about the money. Of course he's all about the money. Who isn't? Most wrestlers who aren't about the money, in my opinion, there's got to be some stupidity there. You got to be about some money. You got to want to get paid well, right? Now, I can understand if you're just all about the money and not about anything else, you're just all about the money. That's selfish. That's just dumb. But if you're also about the money and the fans and the business, if you're all about all three of those things, then you got my respect. You're just about all those things. You can't just be about one thing. Because you gotta make your money, you gotta be about the fans, and you gotta be about the business. That's those three things. If you're not about if you're just about one of those things, if you're not just about none of those things, get the hell out of the business. You don't belong in WWE, AEW, or Impact Wrestling, or wherever promotion. You don't belong in it if you don't care about none of those things. And you gotta be able to cut a good promo too. A lot of the guys today, I see cut promos. I don't like them. I don't like it. It ain't like the old school promos. New Jack could cut a good ass promo. New Jack was the beast on the promos. His promos were legit. His promos were serious. You knew he was a bad dude when you hear his promos. He spoke from the heart too. He didn't need a script. He just knew what to say. What other wrestlers do you know don't need a script? What other wrestlers then and now don't need a script for the promos? New Jack was the only one I could know of that didn't use a script. Everyone else, I'm pretty sure, had some sort of help with the script. New Jack didn't need one. You know why? Because he's the best. One of the best in the world. New Jack. One of the best. He doesn't need a fight. All he's got to do is all he's got to need is a weapon. Haku can fight, and he's a weapon. He's already a weapon. New Jack's just dangerous. Doesn't have to be a weapon. He's just a dangerous individual. Of course, New Jack has passed away, and God rest his soul. I love New Jack. Rest in peace. Haku is still with us, but he's old. He's getting older, but he can still rip you to shreds if he wants to. If you make him mad, if you provoke him, yes. If you're nice to him, he'll be nice to you. He seems like one of those nicest men you've ever met in your life. One of those like guys you just walk up to on the street and just put out your hand, and he'll shake it. But if you go to like do this, and he's that'd be the dumbest thing you could do to Haku, is just do this. You gotta be on drugs. You gotta have a go through a mental breakdown or something, or a psychosis. And I don't think Haku's really gonna think of that. Well, this person's got some issues. I'm not gonna do that. He's not gonna think about what your mental health is at the time. He's just gonna fuck you up. He's not gonna think, well, maybe this person's got autism. Maybe this person's got special. He's not gonna think. All he's thinking in his moment is, I gotta survive now. This person's threatening me. Probably, he's probably thinking, oh, what should I do? Should I kill this guy? Should I Should I spare him? If you do that and he spares your life, he spares you. You better start worshiping him afterwards for sparing you, because that point here's why he let you live, because he let you live. He spared you. I guarantee you, the next guy who tries to do that shit, especially if he knows if you are threatening, you do something to him, you better be ready to fight for your life. And even if you are able to fight for your life, you're still not going to win. You're going to lose anyway, so you're fucked either way. Kind of like when you go up against a fucking grizzly bear, you're fucked unless you have a gun. Even then, I wouldn't pull a gun on Haku. I don't know. I'd be scared to fucking shoot him. I don't even know if that would fucking do any good. All the stories about him, heard about him catching bullets with his teeth. I wouldn't doubt it. Someone like him, he's superhuman. I don't know if he could. I wouldn't want to find out. I don't like guns anyway. I don't even use guns. You know why? Guns. I like to fight people hand to hand. I don't like guns. I'm just not a big fan of guns. I like guns in video games. Like, I'll play first-person shooters. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's fine. But in real life, I'm not a real big fan of a gun. This new Indiana law about you don't need a permit to carry a gun, just for the open carry. Hey, that's fine. Do what you gotta do. But if you're open to carry, I expect you don't gotta use your gun. Don't be afraid to take an ass whooping. Even then, don't use your gun. Just take the ass whooping and move on. A lot of Americans are like that. A lot of people think that Texans aren't like that. No, there are a lot of Texans that will take an ass beating, and they will not kill you, shoot you. They will take an ass beating. They will. Even if they lose, they will accept that shit in Texas. The Texans got honor. They do. They really got honor. All you gotta do is says, how do you want to fight? You want to do this with guns? You want to do this hand to hand? They'll give you a choice. Most of the time. But if you go on their land, you step on their property, you break in their house, they're going to shoot you. They're not going to fight you hand to hand. Some might. Just depends on the person, individual. But they're going to shoot you. But if you're out in public, and you want to fight them, they're going to fight you. Usually. They're not going to shoot you out in public. There's too many witnesses. But if you break in their house or step on their farm or their land, they have every right to defend their land. They can't shoot you, yes. But we're talking about people like, but I wish here are these stories about, Bolin. Bolin's a piece of shit. He likes to tell stories how he, so I don't believe any of his stories. I think a lot of stories are made up, but some of the stories he tells are probably legit. Like, a lot of the stories he tells about Jim Cornette are probably true, but I don't believe that he beat up Jim Cornette when they were kids. I don't believe that for a second. I don't think he could ever beat up Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette will knock him upside the fucking head, and Kenny Bolin will not do a damn thing about it. I guarantee you. All the thing Bolin would say, Jimmy, why did you do that for? And Jimmy would be like, fuck you, motherfucker. Boom. Do it again. And Cornette, why did you do that for, Jimmy? Why did you hit me again? That's Bolin. Bolin don't have the balls to throw a punch back at Jimmy. I guarantee you, Jimmy has beaten him up all the time. Jimmy's bullied him. Because why not bully Kenny Bolin? He's got that bullying victim face. And I don't condone bullying, but he looks like the type of person that would cry and say, why did you do that? Why did you hit me? He's not a fighter. He's just not. I'm pretty sure there have been times where Jim Cornette has fucked him up. Like, literally, punched him in the fucking nose and bloodied it. Before. Literally just knocked him upside the head for being stupid or saying stupid shit. Or being an asshole. I'm not saying Jim Cornette is an asshole. He is. But he has a reason. He's usually provoked to be an asshole. But Bolin is just an asshole, period. I'm sure Jimmy Cornette has had to knock him upside the head a few times for being a dick to the fans. And why not? I mean, I get why Jim Cornette is... Santino Marella, now he's smacking Santino. Now, if that had been me, he did that too, I wouldn't give a fuck if I was from Canada. They would have to... They'd have to deport my ass. And plus, they'd have to do it in handcuffs and shackles too afterwards. Because after he did that to me, he would have got a few serious injuries, and he would end up in the yard. I would end up being deported back to Canada in shackles and handcuffs on my way to a Canadian jail or wherever to serve a sentence for nearly killing one of the biggest heels managers in the wrestling business. Santino Marella, that tells me, okay, the guy's tough. Yes, he's MMA. Yes, he's an MMA fighter. But he just gonna let a man just fucking slap him like that? Not do shit about it? I thought Santino, he is a tough guy, I give him that, but I get it, reasons why he didn't want to hit him back, but let him try that shit with Santino again. See, Santino was in a good mood obviously Santino wasn't in a bad mood when he did it, so, but what if he had been in a bad mood? What if he was in a pissed off mood and Jim slapped him? I don't think Santino could have controlled himself at that moment. He would just fucking murdered Cornette right there on the spot for all those witnesses, especially for the guy who was filming it. It would have been on tape. Santino, WWE wrestler, kills famous professional wrestling manager. That's what you would see in the headlines. It's fucking crazy. Like, I get Jim Cornette has an anger problem. Who doesn't, right? But you think he would have done that to someone like, I don't know, Scott Steiner? You think he would have slapped the shit out of Dujak? Think he would have did that to Haku? You think he would do that to Brock Lesnar? No, he had to do it to Santino Marella because he just looked like he ain't going to do shit about it. Which he didn't. He should have done something. He should have at least slapped him back. If that had been New Jack or Haku or Brock Lesnar or Scott Steiner or Kid Shamrock, he would have got fucked up. Badly. But Jim Cornette knew who to slap. I'm sure Jim Cornette knows who to fuck with, who not to. In fact, he said he claimed he threatened to shoot Brock Lesnar. I believe that. Because Brock Lesnar is the type of guy you probably want to shoot. I mean, even if you do manage to beat his ass, you manage to beat him hand to hand, he doesn't seem like the type of guy that's going to take a loss. He's going to come back again. And you might have to fucking stab him or shoot him in the head. Or take a baseball bat, hit him upside the fucking skull with it, and kill him. Because Brock Lesnar doesn't seem like the guy that's going to take a loss. Unless it's in UFC. But like a real fight, like a street fight. Yeah. I don't see Brock Lesnar taking a loss in a street fight. That's why he's going to get killed. He's not going to be able to last in a real fight. No, not a real fight. someone like me, I'm going to have to kill him. But Brock Lesnar seems like a really cool guy. I think he would like me. I think we'd get along. But if it comes down to, like, we got into a fight or a disagreement or something, he did something to me, put his hands on me, and I had to slap him upside the fucking face, and I had to kick him in the fucking gut, and then take a fucking bat, hit him back the head with it, and I knocked him out, that'd be on him. Like, you can't, because someone's smaller than you doesn't mean they can't whip your ass. I don't care how well trained you are. I don't care if you're Fedor Emelianenko. Someone smaller than him can kick his ass, especially if they have a weapon. It doesn't matter how trained you are. Fedor was a bad dude, yes, but he ain't the baddest dude. He ain't the baddest dude on the street. He gets in a real fight out here, he's going to probably get killed. Yes. Why do you think Bruce Lee carried a gun? You think Bruce Lee's going to fight Fedor Emelianenko? He would kick the shit out of him, yes. Yes, he could hurt Fedor, yes. Bruce Lee kicks were fucking powerful. If he kicks Fedor, Fedor's done. But he's not going to want to do that in a street fight. He's going to want to pull out his gun. He's going to pop, pop, pop. Bruce Lee carried a gun. He needed a gun. He knew that his martial arts wasn't always going to protect him. Yes, I'm pretty sure he's used his martial arts in real fights before, yes. And he's fucking hurt somebody. But that only works when you're one-on-one. Multiple opponents in a real fight, this ain't Hollywood. Bruce Lee knew that. Bruce Lee was smart. He knew the difference between fantasy and reality when it comes to movie making. Yes, he's beat a bunch of stuntmen. With a stuntman that challenged Bruce Lee fucked his ass up. There was a guy that he got into it with when the guy cut him or something like that. Bruce Lee told the guy, said, if you cut me again, I'll bust in your face. Or something like that. If anybody knows the story I'm talking about, please. Viking Samurai or AJ Van Bakker or any of the martial arts YouTubers out here, if you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments. Like, if you know a story about Bruce Lee, the stuntman. I don't know if it was Bob Wall that happened to. One of the stuntman was supposed to cut Bruce Lee. And he cut Bruce Lee, and he asked him to go do that again. Or something like that. It was an instant where he had to punch a guy in the fucking head. Or in the face or something, because he warned him not to do it again. He did it again, and Bruce Lee fucked him up. I don't remember if that was on Enter the Dragon or Game of Death, what movie that was on, where it was a stuntman. He's had a few instances where he had to knock a few stuntmen on their asses. I don't remember which one it was. Enter the Dragon was I know Enter the Dragon was one where the stuntman challenged him to a fight, and he told the stuntman, "Are you serious right now?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, let's go." And Bruce Lee fucked him up right there for being a fucking moron in front of a camera, just trying to get clout for the wrong reason, and got his ass whooped. And he's the one that got embarrassed, not Bruce Lee. But yeah, Bruce Lee had to fuck a stuntman up on set of Enter the Dragon because he thought he was cute and tried to pull some karate or kung fu on him, and Bruce Lee's kung fu and karate was far superior to his. He's a stuntman. Of course, stuntman. Sometimes stuntmen get out of hand. You have to set them straight. And I believe that stuntmen are like any other person. Sometimes you got to put them in line. I'm sure there's been times where Gene LeBell had to put a stuntman in check for trying to be stupid. Steven Seagal, I'm sure he's done it too. Jean-Claude, Chuck Norris, every martial artist in Hollywood. Donald Dragon Wilson, I'm sure he's had to deal with a couple of stuntmen. Bruce Lee sure as hell has. I'm sure his son has too, Brandon. Doing fight scenes. He's a fight choreographer. Brandon Lee was. I'm sure he's had to deal with a lot of stuntmen who were trying to be fucking slick and cute. He had to knock them on their ass a few times. I'm sure The Rock has had to do with a few stuntmen who were fucking douchebags. He had to, pop them upside the head. Who knows? There are times in Hollywood where stuntmen get fucking all up in their feelings and try to mouth off or try to fucking try to hit you for real instead of working. And sometimes you gotta knock them on their ass. Stuntmen. That's what I've heard. That's what I've been told. Sometimes you gotta teach them a lesson. And Bruce Lee was a perfect example of how he was the teaching stuntmen a lesson master. Yeah. He's probably gotten at least 20 altercations with stuntmen challenging him. He's had to beat them all up. It's a fucking shame. You have to pick on the one guy that you know that could literally legit hurt you and beat your ass. Bruce Lee was that guy. He was a legit badass. And no one wanted to. That's why no one challenged him when he was alive. No one knew. Everybody knew. Oh, if I challenge this guy now, he's probably going to whip my ass. And people say I'm the best. I could beat him, but I'm pretty sure he's going to whip my ass. I'm pretty sure I've seen his fight. I've seen him fight. He's fast. He's got speed, and he's got power, and he doesn't pull no punches. He's going to whip my ass. I'm not going to do it. How many grandmasters who were better than him were asked to challenge Bruce Lee? They said no. I'm not going to take a chance to get my ass whooped. I may be better than him, but he's got the power and he's got the speed. He's probably going to whip my ass. That's plain simple. That's why they didn't do it. Mas Oyama probably was asked to fight Bruce Lee. He said no, because I don't want to get my ass whooped. He was probably offered to fight Ip Man too. He said, well, I don't know if I want to fight Ip Man. He's pretty damn good. He might whip my ass too. Mas Oyama was very good karate. Kyokushin Karate. Founder of Kyokushin Karate, right? And Ip Man, the founder, one of the Grand Masters of Wing Chun Kung Fu. He had his own style, I believe, called Ip Chun. Did he have his own Wing Chun system called Ip Chun Kung Fu? Probably would have give Mas Oyama a big run for his money. Ip Man versus Mas Oyama would have been a good fight. I don't know who would have won. My money would have been probably on Ip Man, because he was just that good. And plus, he taught one of the greatest martial artists of all time, Bruce Lee, how to fight. Bruce Lee knew how to fight. He was a fighter and a martial artist. He's the reason why we have Fedor Emelianenko, Anderson Silva, John Bones Jones, guys like in the UFC now. He's the reason we have them. The reason why they exist in MMA. Because of Bruce Lee. Pioneers like Bill Wallace, Bob Wall, Joe Louis, guys like Chuck Norris, guys like that. Even guys like Steven Seagal, who probably helped pioneer some sort of MMA, because Steven Seagal was the star at that time in the 90s. He was the man. He was the guy that you wanted to work with in martial arts, in A movies, and B movies. He didn't work in B movies that I'm aware of. They were all A movies until he lost his career. He had to go to indie movies, straight to video DVDs, which is now. His movies went from golden to fucking nothing. That's what happens with a lot of these Hollywood actors. Bruce Willis is the same way. He doesn't have a Hollywood career. He's not that big. He isn't that big Hollywood star anymore. Even though he's retired now. Now, he's just an indie movie star. Straight to video DVD. He doesn't have the career he once had. Mel Gibson doesn't. Guys like Kurt Russell isn't even doing action movies anymore. I wish he would. But he doesn't have the career anymore. That's why. A lot of these, Arnold Schwarzenegger probably doesn't want to do movies now, because since, the last Terminator, it was one that's very good. I guarantee you, the Terminator, Genesis wasn't even a Hollywood movie. It was more of like just like typical, well, we're just going to make it a straight-to-video movie. I mean, it did, I probably went to theaters, but it wasn't a box office. I mean, Kill Gunther, whatever that one is, that one movie he did where he played him, that was an indie movie. Arnold's been doing indie movies. That's probably why he doesn't act that much. So all he's doing is indie movies or short subjects. A lot of these big-time action stars aren't big-time Hollywood A-movie actors, but they're doing indie movies because Hollywood doesn't want anything to do with action movies. Now they're focusing on romance and remakes. Remakes and romance. They're not doing any action movies anymore. Name one good action movie that Hollywood has done that went up the charts, that just flew, box office. Liam Neeson, he's the action star, yes, but his movies aren't, like, Hollywood doesn't care for action cinema. They don't do that anymore. They lost the passion for action movies. They lost the passion for it. Hollywood has. All the action movies you see now are indie films, or indie films, that's it. Guys like Michael J. White, Scott Adkins, they're not big Hollywood action stars, martial arts. They're all indie filmmakers in indie films. Low budget, $2,000, $35,000 films. None of them are fucking make it to million, 30, $80 million movies. None of them are big budget movies. They're all low, very low budget films. In the grands. Arnold Schwarzenegger's in that category now. Steven Seagal is. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Sylvester Stallone is in that category now. He's in the grands. Bruce Willis was. Mel Gibson is. All these top action stars of that time, they're all indie film stars now. Hollywood doesn't want action heroes anymore. The Rock is going to end up in that same category one day. He's going to end up in the indie movie industry. He's going to end up. It's just bound to happen. It's the way Hollywood is. Eventually they're going to get sick of The Rock, and he's going to end up making low-budget films. That's what they do. They did it with Seagal. They did it with all the action stars. They did it with Willis. Come on, man. Look what they did to Clint Eastwood. They could do it. They did it to him too. It's crazy. And Liam Neeson is practically already there, but his movies are good, but they're still kind of low budget. They ain't much. I mean, they're good for Hollywood A movies, but even some of a lot of A-list movies don't make it box office, or they don't make it to to big budgets. His is more like in between. But yeah, a lot of your big names in action cinema are now indie stars now. It's a shame. It's the way it is.